Hi, I'm Rachel, and welcome to my NaNoWriMo 2022 finale vlog. No matter where I end up, November and ergo NaNoWriMo will be ending in just a few days' time. And yes, it does seem a bit crazy at this point. I think I'm going to do something unusual for a Sunday afternoon for me and go to my writer's salon in DC. I usually go to their Saturday session, but I was traveling home from Thanksgiving yesterday at the proper time, so I wasn't able to go, and I felt pretty bad about it, so I thought, why not go now, especially since I tend to use the salon to push myself into fantasy writing goals. So what I really want to do there is start chapter 32 of my fantasy project. In chapter 31, I had my main character talk a bit with this new important character who I just introduced, and in chapter 32 she will switch it up to talking with people she already knows, mostly about, this new character. I'm sure there has to be some action scene coming up sooner or later, I hope. I guess I should check my outline to see when that might be. But anyway, I think chapter 32 might be the last chapter I write during NaNoWriMo. I might be able to start chapter 33, but I assume I won't be finishing it. So not to put too much pressure on myself about it. I mean, honestly, I've been decently good about, remembering that this is a rough draft. It's really a zero draft. So the important thing is really getting the beats onto the page. I know it's not great stuff yet. But it would be nice to end with something positive, something that really beefs me up, because I certainly mean to be continuing with this process of drafting Act 2B, getting through the murky middle, going into December and beyond. To get through a quick reread of this book next month before his Dark Materials Season 3 drops. We'll see if I can do it. Good morning. The sun is shining through the window and there's construction noise outside. So it is Monday, and I had a rough time of it actually at the salon yesterday. I ran into computer problems almost immediately, and I just couldn't get myself around them. It completely upended what I intended to do there. I was hoping to use the internet for a little bit, and it was just running so slowly, and so I was going back and forth. I ultimately decided to do a disk cleanup, and that took forever, like even longer than the, salon session had. And so I attempted a little bit of starting chapter 32, and it really wasn't coming together for me. I only got out a couple hundred words. Later, I did go out to dinner at Panera, and I got some stuff settled with the computer, knock on wood, and with, my to-do list, and ultimately that night I did finish a draft of chapter 32. It isn't a draft in any sense of the word. It's a bunch of ideas, a lot of starts and stops about what could be in that chapter. I mean, part of it does make me hopeful because I took like a sort of vague, idea and have, I don't know, a grander sense of actual scenes with, action and conflict in them if I can actually get to writing them. I do feel like I'm in a space right now where I'm trying to juggle, like, action beats and plot with, the emotional reality of my character and where she is right now. And then, of course, it's fantasy, so there's supernatural stuff and how that fits into. So I don't know, I feel like I was depressed because it was a bust. Like, I was really hoping, to reclaim something and redeem something at the salon yesterday that I was supposed to do on Saturday, and it didn't really happen. But, life goes on here, and now we're back to Monday, and after a full day of work, alas, I can go back to the salon for my usual time and hopefully redeem myself. And I'm not sure if I'm going to try to revisit chapter 32 such as it is, or maybe I'll just move on and tackle chapter 33, which who knows, might be the same deal again of, just trying to like feel my way through things with a bunch of trial and error, closer outlining, basically, or not. I mean, what I really want to do is kind of end on a positive note here, no matter what I do. And I have to think that even though, this chapter that I wrote, isn't a real chapter, I guess I'm going to stick with my guns and what I've been saying, and that it's still better to have something on the page rather than nothing, even though maybe it'll be a doozy when I come back to it later. I'm not sure, there's a whole other mess in my head about how to go back and forth with this novel, as I have been doing, jumping around between outlining and drafting, and between, the acts and, of what's better established and what isn't, and the world building that I've, retconned along the way. And anyway, that's a lot of stuff, and it's not quite Nano stuff anyway. So yeah, my goal, I hope, is whatever fantasy writing I do at the salon, I just hope leaves me feeling hopeful about my project, because obviously that's what I want to bring with me as I continue to tackle with it post NaNoWriMo. So I wrote a fair bit of chapter 33 at the salon, if you call what I did writing. Like I told the group in our wrap-up session, it was weird, but that's normal for me. And then I went into more specifics than I usually do. I talked about how I'd start scenes and then kind of not lose the thread, but really be arguing with myself if this is really the direction I wanted to go. And then I'd get into all caps notes about maybe you should go here or maybe you should go there. And one of the bigger sort of structural things I really started thinking about was, well, this is the story of a young woman who is a prophet to a goddess. But that is very tangential in a way to the story I'm telling so far. Or really, maybe it's that the magic is not in your face and the goddess is not just right there saying, this is exactly what I want you to do. And I really wanted, at this point of the story, for that sort of supernatural element to be more, I guess, mysterious, or more about dreams and actions that the protagonist has to interpret, and that really she's much more central, not in following directives so much as figuring out, who she is, and I guess what the directives are, because this goddess at the moment is kind of distant from her and is sending her dreams and stuff, but it's not like, she's not there banging over the head. I don't know if you can really do that with a prophet story or not. I'm also, trying to build up a lot of world building, like I've been saying, about what her society is up to and how she factors into that, because her society doesn't at the moment have much of a relationship with this goddess. So yeah, I was talking about some of that in a lot more detail than usual at the salon, and I might have roped myself into our feedback session next week, which really kind of terrifies me, because I don't think I've written much this month of Nano and rough drafting that, I'd want to put in front of an audience. So what do I do there? Hopefully I can tease something out for it. I guess it might be a good exercise for me, maybe, I don't know, to present some little snippet of something I'm working on. I mean, hopefully talking through this project will always help me, because that's what I've been doing with myself basically for most of the month, is talking through things. So some outside perspective might be helpful. So yeah, and at the very least I can ensure that I will be working on this project through December and beyond. But now, bed. Final big NaNoWriMo project. I really want to write a eulogy for Missy, for my cat who died in September of this year. And I've been making this memory book of her with pictures and with some quotes. I started with a poem, and then these are, snippets from my journal entries throughout the years. But I wanted to write a eulogy, particularly about her final day in September. And I've been putting it off. I guess it's been hard, but I feel like it'll be really cathartic to, you know, write about it and to finish this particular project off. So yeah, it was a big NaNoWriMo goal, and now we're reaching the tail end of the month here. And I still have plenty of stuff to write, and I'm not positive I'm going to get to this, which does feel like a bit of a fail in a way, even if I do get to the 50K, which I know I will. But I guess if that's the case and I don't actually, write this eulogy or finish this eulogy by tomorrow, this could be my December writing. Then I could write this along to the Nano write-in. So no matter what, I'll be getting to this goal imminently. Because yeah, I really feel like it's time to confront or get through these feelings and celebrate the life of this cat as she deserves. So here we are on the final night of NaNoWriMo 2022, and I have so many thoughts swirling through my head, all of the things I liked and didn't like about how this Nano has gone for me so far. But of course this isn't the right time to get into that sort of nostalgic headspace, because we're still in it, even if only just, and the clock is in fact ticking away. So yeah, time to put my pedal to the metal. I have ideas about what I'm going to be writing to, knock this whole thing out. This crazy hodgepodge of 50,000 words I do. It's hard to think of what to say, really. All the emotion, the rush of, this huge endeavor, 30-day endeavor coming to an end, and how weird it'll be for it to be over, and yet how relieving it'll also be to have some time back and to be able to do some different things as well and slow down a bit as well. But yeah, here I go into the night. My last calendar day. Woo! Final Nano vlog review. I definitely wanted to go out with this one because I'm trying to read a writing craft book per Nano now, like every year. And, what a way to end a vlog. Mixing up the reading and the writing. I've been meaning to read this book for a while. I went to this sort of day-long or half-day-long writing event with Donald Moss, who was a famous literary agent, and the Maryland Writers Association invited him shortly after this book was published. And they were selling it there, and of course I got it signed. So his big premise here is that stories should have more emotional heart to them, and then like a lot of modern day stories don't have characters and stakes we really care about. That the literary fiction is too focused on word choices and verbiage and too dry, and genre fiction is, too much into the genre and not enough into the, the heart of the characters. So he said, the reason people read, his posit is that, is for the emotional stakes, and when you write with emotion into your story for your characters and, hewn into the plot, that's what readers respond to. And it makes them go on a journey and that sort of thing. So he goes into detail with multiple lessons and examples about how to, imbue your stories and your characters with emotional stakes. And his exercise is very much like talk about, going to your manuscript and then like asking yourself the questions that he found in the examples from literature, modern day literature. So I found it very compelling. I think, I've talked in some of my other reviews, even on this vlog, about how I'm feeling the push and pull in my own writing and in some of the other speculative novels I've been reading about, like, my fascination with the world building, but that maybe the characters don't have enough heft to them. So I feel like, that's something he really wanted to address. This is a really fascinating book. I think I would hope that a lot of writers and readers might find it compelling for, what really can make fiction speak to us on a deep level.
I'm glad everyone's so happy, and a lot of first time wins too. This was my first time winning, and honestly, I have to say part of it was because I was writing the virtual write-ins, because I'm okay, I can't show up to the write-in and say I didn't write anything. So yay for community pressure or being around community.
No, it could definitely help. I think, keeping up with the Nano community and even my community on my channel, that is so helpful. In terms of staying accountable, especially since I'm in my last year of university, so I was so busy. So managing to fit it, I was I still really want to do this. It was very motivating, I think, to have other people.
And I know you vlog your process. Do you think that helps you keep on track?
Definitely. Yeah, that helps a lot with the consistent vlogs. Being able to talk, because when you're doing a vlog, you're just talking to yourself essentially before you put it on the internet. So it's even great to just kind of reflect and be what did my writing session, what happened? How did I feel about it? That kind of stuff really helps. I think even journaling could help with that too.
Journaling would be a good one. I know for me, I just write comments on my Google Doc, and I'm just I didn't like that last thing, but it's okay. We can deal with that later.
I love that. You're just able to leave a little note and then just come back after. I think that's something that I also learned in Nano. I'm okay, whatever, if it's not perfect, it's fine. Nothing bad can happen.
Yeah. And I think writing that down does help a lot with your inner editor, because you acknowledge that, yeah, I don't like this part, but I can keep going.
Exactly, right? Something I was doing, I was just pretending that I liked it. I was if I had written it well, I'm just gonna continue in that mindset.
This sounds like therapy for writing.
Especially for a big challenge like Nano, I think learning those skills is so important. And then that's something that I'm gonna take with me after this point.
Hello. It is now December 3rd, 2022, and I have finished Nano. I've come through on the other side. I am also halfway across the country right now in Kansas City, celebrating my aunt's 90th birthday. Just taking a quick weekend visit to do this, and I'm grateful to my cousin for letting me stay in her house. But yeah, overall, I think it was a good NaNoWriMo. I feel like I was able to stay a little bit more within expectations this year than perhaps last one, where I remember saying imposter syndrome a lot. I, kind of went with the flow more, understanding that my work on my fantasy project would not be perfect, and I feel like I was able to get more done this year on that. I got past the midpoint. I started into Act 2B. A lot of my writing was outliney, and everything certainly was not polished and wonderful, but I do have a working outline and some stuff on the page, so that's all I can really hope for. And I also made great progress on rebellious projects as well. And as always, I'm so happy and grateful that I have things like the Writer Salon and the beta reading group in place, so that I definitely will be continuing my writing, especially with my fantasy project, throughout December and beyond. And that just makes me feel great as well. I'm eager to keep the show going. So yeah, it wasn't always smooth sailing, of course, but I never even got that far behind day by day, so I feel like I'm ending on a great high note, and I am so grateful to all of you for watching this project, this vlogging. I'm grateful to everyone who made it fun for me to do this and, to go to different places and show you some sights and get some writing done. And congratulations to all of you who participated in any way in NaNoWriMo 2022. Whether you wrote 500 words or 50,000, you are a winner this month, and I hope you can give yourself a pat on the back for getting some writing done, some artistic work done, and keep at it. Keep writing, everyone. I will be arriving back in Silver Spring Sunday night. I'm hoping to be posting this on Monday, and I have a whole slew of more BookTube videos coming in December as I go a little bit back more toward normal with my BookTube content this month. So stay tuned, and I will see you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Take some time to celebrate, and I'll see you next time.